Hello and welcome. So my name is Candace Fields and I am one of the moderators here in the Melanated Crafting Group. So I was asked to show you how I make some of my greeting cards. So if you don't, well, I know you probably don't know anything about me because this is probably like the first time I'm actually formally introducing myself. I will show my face, but I look a hot mess right now. But I have been crafting for since about 2010, so about 10 years now. I started with trying to do scrapbooks, and then I gradually went on to start doing cards, and now I get into doing party favors, and I have my hands in a lot of other things too. So I also do some sublimation. I also do t-shirts. I have an Etsy shop where I sell t-shirts there. But I also like to sell my greeting cards and things like that. So there are several different ways to how you can make greeting cards. So I'm going to be doing some videos on different ways you can do your cards. So I pulled out some examples from my stash here. So this is the one that I posted in my group. So for those of you guys that don't know, Anna and I are actually cousins. So we are not only crafting cousins, we are actually blood cousins. So so she asked me to if I would show how I make these cards. So this is one of my what I call digitally made cards, and I printed it out on my home printer. And there are two types of printers out there. Now you know you have like the bottom front load printers, and then you have your rear top load printers. Depending on the type of printer you have dictates what kind of paper you can use. So for years I've had the front load printers, and I can only use like lightweight cardstock. So I will use the one that I like to use the most is I'm trying to find a piece that is close by. I think this is it. So the one that I would use the most is this Stampin' Up! Whisper White cardstock, and this is 80-pound cardstock, but it's not that thick. So your card is not really all that, stable. Well, recently I purchased a HP Smart Tank, which is similar to the Epson Eco Tank. And that one is top loading. And so with top loading, you can actually use thicker cardstock. Let me see if I know I got that around here. And this is an example of that. This one is also Stampin' Up! And this is 110 pounds. So it's a little bit thicker, and it's going to give you some more stability. And I've also I tried out the other day, which was with this card here. I think this one is Gina K Designs white cardstock. And I think hers is a thicker quality. So maybe like 120 pounds. But I was still able to get that through the printer. So I find that I do like using the top loading printer the best, just because I can use my thicker cardstocks. And so this is another one that I've made. And this one here, I will actually stamp my sentiment on for this one. So another kind of card making is what they call the handmade card. This one here, like for example, this one here, I basically cut the cardstock, I cut the designer paper, I use my my manual die cutting machine to cut these layers out. I added some ribbon, and I stamped my sentiment using, well, this one is just out, but using stamps and ink. Okay, and then you can also embellish it with different kinds of like rhinestones and stuff. So this was the other one that I made here, and this one I added some rhinestones here. And then here goes another. So I usually make the handmade ones the most, just because I like to be able to use my hands a lot of the times. But I love the digital ones because I feel like I am more free to use the imagery and the sentiments that I want to use. So this one also I used with stamps, and then I colored in the images. And this is just another example. And then this is another example of that. Okay, so now another type of card is what I call like the hybrid card. So like this here is just a piece that I designed in Photoshop, because I usually use Photoshop to make my cards. And this here would be something that I would use to layer up on a card base. So that's another option for you, especially if you want that sturdier card base, is to do it a hybrid version. And even then you could take like another piece of cardstock, maybe some red foil, and layer it behind here just to give it, just to make it pop a little bit more. So you have a little bit more options there. Okay, so in this first video that I'm going to be doing is showing you how to actually make the digital cards. So especially if you want to use a lot of the African American imagery, or just the more urban imagery, you're gonna have to go to doing it digitally, because like you're not gonna find stamp sets that say slay. You're just not. And so those are things that you will have to do. You can do it like I said, digitally. And so it just gives you a little bit more options when you do that. So yeah, so for this first video, we are going to be working with this this design type, and I'm going to be showing you the websites that I like to use, and the my brain just froze. And I'm going to show you the companies that I most likely are my go-to companies for images. And there are a lot, but these are like probably like the top 5. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's about 5 of them that are my top ones, especially for my African American images. So yeah, so I hope you will enjoy this series that I'm putting together, and we're gonna be right back.